My name's Kyle Steed. I'm an artist, a muralist, a painter, a drawer, father, photographer. Well, I'm self-taught for the most part, but I grew up in the South, and I don't know, I think I always wanted to be an architect, was initially my goal in life. So I thought I'd go to Auburn. Growing up in North Alabama, that was like the dream. And then I moved to Nashville, had an amazing art design teacher in high school my last 2 years. And so that kind of switched my thinking from architecture to graphic design. So then I came out of high school wanting to go to the Art Institute. I still had an affinity for painting and drawing, but it wouldn't be 10 years later until I was actually doing something with that. And yeah, I started web design, graphic design in like 2007, but through that kind of exhausted myself and just really threw myself into that world for a few years, but then started to kind of lose touch, lose interest a little. So I kind of came back through journaling and sketching, kind of refound my way into essentially what I'm doing today, but it started much smaller scale. I think it was always the connection for me. I felt the disconnect, and starting anything in the computer always felt very mechanical and cold. Felt like it was really hard to get a grasp on what I really was wanting to do, and so I felt limited. But when I would sit and like when I just had a piece of paper, even as sometimes as scary as like a blank page can be, it also felt limitless. Like I could make mistakes. I could almost just get lost in it a little. And to me, the computer felt the opposite of that. Like I felt like I had to have a clear plan, and it had to be like clearly like just laid out and very clean and put together. And that just never felt honest to me. Best way I can describe my inspiration is sitting down, approaching my work, just trying to be honest in my work and trying to show up and do my work. And instead of the idea of inspiration being this object that we can grasp and we can hold on to, and we can look and we can pin it, or we can save it, or we can like it, like that to me doesn't ring true of inspiration. Inspiration is this force much greater than us that beckons us to come and do our jobs, yet it doesn't really show up until we meet it. And I feel like early on, a lot in my life, I would sit around and wait for it and get frustrated that I didn't have it. So I found it's kind of easier to let go of that waiting and just do it. And in my experience, it happens. I can't explain how it happens, but and that's part of the creative process too. I mean, I think inspiration it fits in there, but the creative process is like this mystery that you can't really put words to it, but you know it when you feel it. I would always give somebody the advice that if you want to do anything creative, go do a bunch of non-creative things first. Go wait tables, go clean golf carts, go, I don't even know, any other service industry, something that teaches you about how to work with people, teaches you about time management, teaches you to be responsible. Because when you work for yourself, in my case, or even when you work for somebody else, I mean, you have to have an internal drive, this internal, I don't want to say compass, but I mean, just this integrity that you know when something's done, and you're not waiting around for somebody to tell you that it's done. And it's either going to take more time to figure that out, or you're going to get it quicker. Or, everybody's at a certain point on a path, and some of us are further along, some of us are further behind. So we just have to be comfortable with where we are and just move forward.